Every now and then, organizations need to understand the English proficiency level of their employees. Whether they are baselining skills or measuring progress in a business English language program or using results as insight into learning needs, Pearson English's Versant Professional English Test can be used to gain valuable insight about a candidate's language abilities. You may have been asked to take this test by an organization or may be interested in improving your English skills on your own. Whatever your reason, it's important to understand what the test is all about so you can feel more comfortable with your upcoming exam. The Versant Professional English Test is 1 hour long and can be taken on a desktop computer or laptop. If you are taking the test for a specific organization, they will provide guidance on whether you can take the test from home or at some other location. Test responses are all scored automatically by Pearson's patented AI scoring technology, so test results are fast, consistent, and completely free from human bias in race, age, gender, or accent. There are 2 levels of difficulty in this Versant test. You may be assigned a level based on prior test results, your teacher's assessment, or be asked to identify your own level. Levels are based on the Global Scale of English, which is aligned to CEFR bands. So what exactly does this test entail? Let's see. Skills measured on this test are speaking, listening, reading, and writing. Questions are based on situations you encounter in the workplace to assess your overall English proficiency. The test looks at multiple skills for each question type, so it's important that you do your very best on every question. At the beginning of each part, you will hear instructions and a sample response. When you're ready to start the section, you can click the Next button. There are 10 parts to the test. Sentence completion. In Part A, you will be asked to read a sentence that has a word missing and then supply an appropriate word to complete the sentence. There are 10 questions in this section, and you will be given 25 seconds for each sentence. Passage reconstruction. In Part B, you will have 30 seconds to read and understand a short passage that is either a short story or email about a common situation in the workplace. The passage will disappear from the screen, and you will have 90 seconds to summarize the key points, characters, and outcomes of the passage. There are 3 questions in this section. Reading comprehension. In Part C, you will see passages on the screen about workplace situations and receive comprehension questions. There are 3 passages in this section, and each passage is followed by 2 comprehension questions. You will have 3 minutes to read each passage and answer the 2 follow-up questions. Email writing. In Part D, you will be presented with a short description of a situation and must write an email in response to that situation. You will have 9 minutes to read and respond, and you must write at least 100 words. There are 2 questions in this section. If you finish early, you can click the Next button to move on to the next question. Dictation. In Part E, you will be presented with 8 questions. First, you will hear a sentence, then you must type it exactly as you heard it. You will have 25 seconds to type your response. Questions will increase in difficulty as you move through this section. Response selection. In Part F, you will listen to a sentence which is followed immediately by 3 possible response choices. Answer each question by clicking the A, B, or C buttons. You will have 8 seconds to answer. There are 8 questions in this section. Passage comprehension. In Part G, you will listen to a short passage followed by 3 comprehension questions about what you just heard. Questions will typically be about the main idea of the story. There are 2 passages in this section, and you will have 10 seconds to answer each of the 3 questions. Repeats. In Part H, you will be asked to repeat 10 different sentences exactly as you hear them. Sentences range from 3 to 15 words in length and increase in difficulty as the section moves on. Speaking situations. In Part I, you must listen to and read a brief scenario and then will be asked 2 questions. You must respond as if you were in the situation you just listened to. You will have 10 seconds to prepare each and 60 seconds to respond. Story retellings. In Part J, you will listen to a brief story and then will be asked to describe what happened in your own words. Your response should include details about the situation, characters, actions, and ending. 3 different stories will be presented in this section, and you will have 30 seconds to retell each story. Once your test is completed and responses are uploaded, your test will be graded. Your score report will include your overall score on the global scale of English, diagnostic subscores in speaking, listening, reading, and writing, a detailed explanation of your language capabilities, and suggestions for improvement. Taking an English proficiency test doesn't have to be an overwhelming experience. Follow these tips to help prepare for your upcoming test. 1. Choose a good testing environment. Make sure you are in a quiet location that is free from distractions and background noises. If you're taking the test using a web browser, make sure you have a stable internet connection. 2. Check your equipment. A good quality headset with built-in microphone is important for capturing clear audio responses. Before taking your test, go through the system audio checks to make sure your headset is configured properly. Please avoid taking the test with just your computer's microphone, as this picks up surrounding sounds like your computer's fan and might negatively affect your score. 3. Speak in a natural way. This means speaking at a normal conversational speed and volume like you were talking to a friend. There's no need to shout into the microphone. We can still hear you. Be aware of what you're doing while responding. You shouldn't touch your microphone while speaking or have it really close to your mouth. 3 to 5 centimeters from your mouth is ideal. Finally, relax. Taking a test can oftentimes be stressful. A few deep breaths between sections will help you keep focused and calm. For other test-taking tips and to learn more about the Versant Professional English Test, visit www.versanttests.com.